Mr. Taylor. The first item on the agenda is, are there any apologies for absence?
Thank you. Yes, we've received apologies from councillors John Fraser, Pat Frost, Jed Hall, Jill Hargreaves, Stephen Hill, Christian Hess, Councillor Inchbold, Robert Knowles, Martin Lear, Kika Mirrlees, Libby Piper, Stephen Reynolds, Stuart and Jeanette Stinnett, Liz Townsend and John Williamson.
And can I just say that some of you may be concerned why the mayor is not here. He's had to take Rosie into hospital this evening, so I'm sure you will join me in wishing them both well. Councillor Else?
Okay.
Oh, David.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the second item on the agenda, declarations of interest. In accordance with the Waverley Code of Conduct, do members have any non-pecuniary or disclosable pecuniary interests to declare? Mr. Taylor?
None received in advance.
Thank you. Before we move to the main business of the agenda, can I please welcome Councillor Paul Follows, to his first council meeting. Welcome. Can we give him a big round of welcome? Many congratulations on your election to this wonderful council. I'm also pleased to announce today that the new business rates pilot has been announced by the government and Surrey has been selected. This is really good news for Waverley and the county, as it will provide extra funding for services. And also, finally, can I advise members that following the previous council meeting, extensive works and testing have been taken place with the aim of the issues we experienced with our webcasting system. And Mr. Richard Hollis from Sound Advice, where are you, Mr. Hollis? There you are, in the gallery, is sitting in on the meeting this evening to monitor the system, the reinstalled system. But please, no heckling to the public gallery. So the third item on the agenda and the substantive part of this evening's meeting is the appointment to the post of Chief Executive. Following the council meeting on the 5th of December 2017, a rigorous process was commenced to appoint a new Chief Executive. And the report attached to your agenda sets out the full details of this, along with the recommendation that Tom Harwood be appointed to the permanent post of Chief Executive. So do we have any speakers, please? Agreed. Leader.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I thought there might be some speakers or members wanting some clarity on certain aspects of the report, but I'm pleased to see that everyone's obviously read their papers. There was a question that was posed to me earlier. I have hopefully clarified that for the member in question, but just to be clear that this is the role of permanent Chief Executive, and it is a full-time role of this position. It was a very, very rigorous process that we went through, and I would just like, if I may, with your indulgence, to thank everyone involved, the stakeholder panel, the external stakeholder panel, but also the member panel and Councillor Ward, who, as member of the principal opposition party, also participated. And I was very pleased that we came to a unanimous decision on the recommendation before Council this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leader. Any other speakers? Yes, Mr. Ward. Councillor Ward.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. Yes, indeed, I was part of the panel, and I can confirm the Leader's comments that it was very rigorous. I was pleased to see that the Chief Executive was quite worn out by the end, which I think meant that we kept him fairly busy. I was pleased when I heard of his first announcement because he has so much experience of nearby councils, and this came over very much in the grilling that we gave him, that I think he will have a lot to do with making Waverley a little less introverted and more open-looking and cooperating with councils around. So I heartily endorse the appointment. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Mr. Martin. Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I think it's also worth noting that Tom Hallwood has been our interim chief executive for some months, and actually the transformation that this council has had is proof positive that essentially he's had a 6-month or so interview, and I think he's come out with flying colours. And I'm absolutely delighted that that we are today appointing him as our permanent full-time chief executive, and I am sure that he will continue the really excellent work that he has started, and I look forward to working with him in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? So, sorry? Oh, I beg your pardon. Councillor James.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. As I said when he was appointed originally, that having worked with him for many years as an East Hampshire District Councillor, I can assure you that he is brilliant. And I said it then, and I think he's proved that he is. So I fully endorse his permanent position, and it's a loss to East Hampshire District Council. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Councillor James. Anyone else? Yes, Councillor Peter Martin.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I wasn't going to say anything other than agreed, but I just thought it was, I feel it's a really good appointment, and I'm delighted that it has been such a rigorous process and that so many members have been worn out by that process. That's such good news. I'm a member of 3 councils, namely the Town Council here in Godalming, this council and Surrey County Council, and all 3 of those councils are under new management, so it'll be great fun to see them see new chief executives and working together in a really good manner, and I look forward to that sound cooperative working, especially with the good news that we've just been brought into the pilot for the business rates retention. That's good news too. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Brand.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. Well, I too thoroughly endorse this appointment. I'm glad to see we just haven't put him off by working for us for the last 6 months.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Right, well then the recommendation is set out in your agenda papers, and subject to the clarification in that recommendation that the position is indeed full-time. Is that agreed, everyone? Agreed. Thank you very much indeed. Now, he's not here today, and he's not hiding in another room. He's on holiday, I understand, but I think we should really give him a big round of applause because he can check it on the webcast. Yes. Well done. We now move to the final item on the agenda, which, as a result of the Godalming Central and Oxford by-election, on your tables is a paper setting out the political proportionality calculations, which I'm sure are correct, resulting from the election of Councillor Paul Follows at the last week's by-election, and the associated changes to membership committees. Is there anything you would like to say, Robin, or is this all as set out in the paper? Does anyone have anything they'd like to comment on, or do we want to move straight to the recommendation? I see no speakers, so there are 2 recommendations set out in the paper. Are these agreed? Agreed. Thank you very much. Well, that brings our meeting to a close, and may I take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a very safe and happy New Year. Thank you.